I never expected kindness to begin with an awkward question in a crowded restaurant. The kind that makes your heart pause for a second before you answer. The kind that quietly changes lives without anyone realizing it at first. But that night, under soft lights and nervous smiles, a simple act of pretending became something much bigger than either of us imagined. Before we begin, if you enjoy heartfelt stories that remind you how powerful kindness can be, please subscribe to your channel name, tap the like button, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps us keep bringing meaningful stories like this to life. I was standing near the entrance of a small Italian restaurant in downtown Chicago, scrolling through my phone, killing time before meeting a friend. The place was buzzing with laughter, clinking glasses, and the warm noise of families celebrating something special. Balloons floated near a long table in the back. It looked like a birthday party or maybe an engagement dinner. That's when she walked up to me. She looked nervous. Not the dramatic kind, but the quiet kind you notice in the eyes. She was dressed nicely, a soft blue dress, hair carefully done, like she wanted to make a good impression. She took a breath and said, "This is going to sound strange, but can you pretend to be my date for tonight?" I blinked. I honestly thought she was joking. Before I could respond, she rushed to explain. "My family is here," she said, nodding toward the balloon-filled table. "They think I'm bringing someone. I told them I've been seeing a guy from work, and now they want to meet him. I didn't think they'd actually invite him tonight." I laughed nervously, still unsure if this was real. "And you just picked me?" I asked. She shrugged, embarrassed. "You looked kind and not scary." I smiled, but my heart was racing. I'd grown up being the quiet guy, the one who avoided attention. Pretending to be someone's date in front of their entire family felt like jumping off a cliff. I asked the first thing that came to my mind, "Will your family be okay with me?" Her shoulders relaxed a little. "They'll be more than okay, they just want me to be happy." Something about the way she said that hit me, the honesty, the vulnerability. I thought about how many times I'd wanted someone to help me out of an uncomfortable situation and how rare it was for a stranger to even ask, so I nodded. "All right," I said, "I'll help." Her face lit up with relief. "Thank you. I'm Emily." "I'm Mark," I said. She looped her arm through mine, and just like that, I was walking into a family gathering I knew nothing about. The table was full of people, parents, siblings, cousins, the kind of loud, loving family that talks over each other and laughs easily. As soon as we approached, Emily's mom stood up with a big smile. "You must be Mark," she said, pulling me into a hug before I could even introduce myself. I froze for half a second, then hugged back. Emily squeezed my arm, silently saying thank you. Dinner began with questions. Where did we meet? What did I do for work? How long had we been dating? Emily answered some, I answered others, and somehow, without planning it, we sounded believable. I kept expecting someone to catch on, to notice the little pauses or the way Emily and I glanced at each other before answering. But no one did. Halfway through dinner, I realized something. This wasn't about fooling her family. This was about protecting Emily from disappointment, from the pressure of expectations, from that familiar feeling of being judged for not having life figured out yet. At one point, Emily's dad leaned over and said, "You know, my daughter's had a tough year. I'm glad she's smiling again." I didn't know what to say, so I just said the truth. "She deserves that." Emily looked at me surprised. Her eyes softened. After dessert, her little niece climbed onto my lap without asking and started showing me drawings on a napkin. The family laughed. Someone took photos. I felt like I belonged there, even though I knew I didn't. When the night finally ended, we stepped outside into the cool air. Emily let go of my arm and stood there quietly for a moment. "I don't know how to thank you," she said. "You didn't have to do this." I shrugged. "Sometimes people just need someone to show up." She smiled, but there were tears in her eyes. "You have no idea what this meant to me." We exchanged numbers, not because we planned anything, but because it felt wrong not to. Over the next few weeks, we texted occasionally. Nothing intense, just checking in, sharing small wins and bad days. One night, she told me the truth she hadn't shared before. She had recently gotten out of a long relationship. Her family loved her ex. When things ended, she felt like she'd failed everyone. That dinner was supposed to be proof that she was okay, that she was moving forward. "You helped me feel normal again," she wrote. That message stayed with me. We eventually met for coffee. This time, no pretending, just two people talking honestly. We laughed about how ridiculous our first meeting was, but beneath the humor was something deeper: mutual respect, gratitude, trust. We didn't rush anything. Kindness has a way of slowing things down, of making space for real connection. Months later, I found myself back at that same restaurant. This time, it wasn't a family dinner. It was just Emily and me, sitting across from each other, holding hands. "You know," she said, smiling, "my mom still asks about the night you met everyone." I laughed. "What do you tell her?" "That sometimes the best things in life start with a stranger being kind." That night taught me something I'll never forget. Kindness doesn't always look grand or heroic. Sometimes it's uncomfortable, sometimes it's awkward. Sometimes it's saying yes when you're scared. But kindness creates ripples. It changes how people see themselves. It reminds them they're not alone. I walked into that restaurant expecting nothing. I walked out knowing that one small act had made a difference. And maybe, just maybe, that's how the world changes. One brave, kind moment at a time. So if you ever find yourself faced with a strange request, a moment where someone needs help and you're unsure, remember this story. Your kindness might be the thing that gives someone hope again. And that's always worth saying yes to.